We've all seen this phenomena of the guy that really doesn't have nothing in his name, really doesn't have anything going on for him, but yet he stays getting new kitty every other week, right? Or every other month. He stays getting new chicks every other month, and you always hear about him messing with this chick and messing with that chick. And he just has an abundant supply of women. And this guy is seemingly a loser, okay? He's seemingly someone who doesn't have much going on in life or doesn't have any goals or aspirations, but yet he's getting boatloads of women. And a lot of guys wonder how this is. How did this come to be? How did this guy with 3 felonies to his name get 3 chicks at one time? Okay, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but you get the gist of it. And this is Tarik Talks. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me getting some insight as to why this particular situation happened, or this particular scenario happens over and over again. Simply put, guys that are quote unquote losers, that's all they think about, right? That's literally all they got going on. That's literally all they do. This is why they really have no money, okay? And they really have no aspirations in the future, because they're always looking at the short-term gratification. Yes, there is factors of some dudes are gonna say he knows how to throw the D well. Yeah, that is a factor. But hey, guess what? There's guys with stuff going on that do that as well, okay? But yeah, let's be honest. They've had a lot of practice, okay? They've had a lot of practice with women. That's why they're able to work, you know, the magic stick. No home easy, right? I got the magic stick. I know I hit it once. I hit it twice. Magic, what? So they be hitting them broads over the head with the stick, and these chicks come back to them. Well, that's because they've had much practice and much time to do this. And then it all goes back to the one fact that they have nothing else going on. Yes, sometimes these dudes are they do have looks to go along with it, okay? I know a lot of guys are like, yeah, Chads are some Chads are losers and they don't have to do anything. Yeah, some of them are, okay? Some of them are. Some of them do have physical looks to go along with it. But for the most part, these guys really, that's what they focus on. And, you know, there's an old saying that where your attention goes is where where attention goes, energy flows. I had to stop and think about that one. All right. So all their attention is going towards these chicks. And that's why they have all the time in the world. See, guys, I've said this in previous videos. I've said when you start getting yourself together, when you start getting yourself on point, all right, and when you start getting a little more disciplined, you're not going to have more chicks. I've said this before. You guys are going to think you're going to just be swimming in females. No, that is not the case at all. Why? Because you don't have time. You're not going to have time to be messing around, because females, they take a lot of your time. They take a lot of time, and, you know, they always want your attention and stuff like that. They always want to be in your presence. So when you're on a journey of self-discipline, of self-improvement, of trying to get yourself together, no, you're not going to have time to be juggling hood rats or freaking chicks from down the street 24/7. You're just not going to have time to do that. You're focused on other stuff besides that. Because let me tell you guys something. A lot of dudes who have multiple chicks, this is something that you're going to notice. They have time for that. And naturally, when you have time for one thing, time for other stuff is going to get taken away. And a lot of guys are very, you know, they come off as like, oh man, why can't I have a whole bunch of girls and stuff? Well, let me ask you something. Do you want to be successful and have like a good, you feel me, a good woman by your side, or if you want to be single, one or two, or do you want to be broke and have a whole bunch? Because ultimately, that's what it's going to come down to, fellas. That's really what it's going to come down to, because guys that are quote unquote losers, you know, they have all the time to focus on that. And yes, they do well with chicks because they have all the time in the world to smash them, right? Which in turn gives them practice. So now they're well versed in slanging D to these chicks, right? They're well versed. And I don't know, for whatever reason, this is how nature works. A lot of these guys have the physical looks to go with it, right? I guess when you got physical looks to go with it, you get a lot of attention. And here's a theory. Now, this is just a theory, okay? This is just a theory. Don't take this crap and freaking run with it. This is just a theory. And the theory is, since these guys have physical attributes and they get a lot of attention from females, that's what they're going to focus on. You know, that's what they're going to focus on. Kind of like the whole dumb jock trope we see in school. You know, you got the guy that does well in sports and he gets a lot of attention from females. So he's gonna, you know, he's gonna focus his attention on that a lot. You dig what I'm saying? And these guys, right? Speaking of athletes, another reason why losers, quote unquote, and I keep saying quote unquote because everyone's perception is different, right? It's because they're always partying and they're always on the scene. I remember I was watching these documentaries, right? These documentaries about these sports teams. And this is actually a perfect illustration. You know, I was watching the football, the Gators from 06 to 08. If you guys remember that era, that was like the golden era for college football when it came to the Gators. You know, you had Tim Tebow and Aaron Hernandez and Silent, all of those players, right? And the times that they started falling off in football was when they were partying, right? Was when they were partying. They're like, yeah, we partied too hard last night. We were with too many chicks. So we kind of, you know, fell off the next day. And this isn't just the Gators. This is a whole bunch of other teams. You can apply this to a whole bunch of athletes. You know, you got Adrian Broner. Dude started doing a whole party thing and focusing on women and partying. And guess what? He started falling off. This is a perfect illustration, right? This is a perfect illustration because when you are only focusing on chicks and that's what you're only focused on, yeah, you're going to get chicks. You're going to get chicks, but you're going to start falling off in other areas, which is why it's extremely important for guys to understand that there's fine balances. And no, this video is not telling you guys that you have to be a loser, because a lot of guys internalize this and say, oh, the only way I'm gonna get girls is if I'm a loser criminal. Like, if you drop your morals and standards just to get some cat, then, you know, I feel sorry for you. And another thing is too, is yeah, these chicks might look good, and I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of chicks that are considered quote unquote, you know, low value, whatever you want to call them, I'm not trying to put no labels, they are very attractive. Once again, why is that? Because that's all they focus on. They just focus on dudes, right? And they're very promiscuous too, because guess what? That's all they focus on. So you also got to ask yourself what kind of quality of chicks these guys are getting. And to be honest with you, not very good. And there's guys that, you know, they have all these channels, these black pill channels and all of that good stuff. And they're just so adamant that, oh man, I'm not getting any play, I'm not getting any action. And these guys are taking it up. But they never talk about the caliber of chick that they're getting. They don't talk about how these chicks have really nothing going on for themselves besides taking Instagram pictures and selling it online. You know, you see all these chicks with booking infos in their bio. What are they getting booked for, right? sure as hell isn't mowing the lawn, okay? So you got to also think, these guys that are getting all of these chicks, what is the caliber? Yes, some of these chicks are very attractive, they're very beautiful, but they have nothing going on, and ultimately they're gonna cause more damage than, you know, improve. So these guys that have nothing going on, they're gonna attract these type of chicks, and guess what? These guys are gonna be even more broke. They're gonna have even less things to offer in life, because now they're dealing with a chick that most likely is gonna be draining them of their money, draining them of their energy, and I'm talking spiritual energy as well, you know, draining him of his time. And at the end, he don't, you know, he ends up with nothing to his name but a bunch of cat. That's why you guys should never be like resentful or feel like you're missing out, because these guys have all the time in the world. And this is another reason why a lot of these guys have a whole bunch of kids. You know, if you guys notice, you're like, man, this dude don't have nothing going on. He doesn't have anything going on with his life, and he has a whole bunch of kids. He's got a whole bunch of kids. Why is that? That's all he focuses on. All he focuses on is getting chicks. And if you would notice, people that are more successful, right? They might have kids, but it's from the same woman, right? It's from the same chick, and there's not very, it's kind of strategic how they have kids, right? Like they got some sort of plan, some sort of investments or finances. But dudes that are got nothing going on, they just having kids at will. They just having kids at the drop of a dime, right? You know, this chick gets with this guy, 2 months later, she's freaking, or a month later, she's pregnant by this dude. You know, so this is the kind of stuff that happens. Anyway, I hope this video helped. Let me know what you thought. Peace.